her classmates were urged to go to Australia once they got their piece of paper and full begging her. However, her classmates made the decision to go to Australia. As they reached to the age where my aunt, who just got retirement end of last year, and they have, a stay in contact with the classmates who came to here. She just got retired, and she's receiving a pension, and as well with her workforce. I'm not sure how it works in China, but apparently that's the way how it is. On the other hand, her classmates, same age, yet they're still working. Now, for those who doesn't know, Australia's retirement age is 65 or 67 nowadays. But now her classmates were like, 55, 53, and still cannot enjoy that lifestyle that my auntie has. Her classmates has a couple of houses in Australia, or let's just say multiple houses. Big, lavish lifestyle houses, but it hasn't traveled much in their lives. On the other hand, my auntie has traveled around pretty much anywhere she wanted because it's cheap. In China, for you to travel, it's like, everything is covered, everything is cheap, and there's so much options, it's flexibility because in China, there's large population and the interests are going around the world and, they're pouring money and buying goods and they just have the money for it. On the other hand, as I mentioned before, her classmate does not enjoy the lifestyle. So one is still continue working, one is still retired, one hasn't traveled much. The other one, this year she has traveled to Russia on the third time, my auntie. She's been going through a lot of places in Australia and as well with the Egypt, multiple of Europe countries, and as well Bangladesh, and sorts of countries. And she got it in the cheap price. Obviously, in the first world nations, if we're going to, or first world countries, we're going to another country, we're going to cost spending a lot more money. I remember when I go to Thailand, I was getting to the peak time. But just give you a scenario, I spent 1,600 flight to go to Thailand, and during that time, I spent pretty much 900 or 1,200 on tours, and I spent so much towards blah 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 blah. All right, whatever it is, etc. 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 But for them, $1,200 is including flights, airfare, hotel, tours, bus. You can't comparison. And that's why I said there's more of the story. Who would have thought China to be like this? What it became today. And oh boy, I'm pretty sure her classmate, even though they have that many houses, but they still couldn't enjoy. Maybe I should have an update on this video next 30 or 40 years and see who gets a better life. Because now her friends, her classmates, would not be able to be eligible to get a retirement or age pension in Australia. Because this is how it works. Even if you have assets or the amount of money in your bank account, you're still not eligible for it in Australia. There's a pretty much asset test in Centrelink. But in China, no matter how rich you are, no matter how billionaire, millionaire, a dollar man. Doesn't matter how many houses, doesn't matter how many cars, how much money in your bank account. The government still hand out retirement or pensions to every individuals to make sure you're a good citizen, you're doing great for the country. Of course, there's some outline. You have to work certain years to get that sort of privilege, and as well, they have like working insurance, and you have to meet the criteria. All I'm trying to say is, in our life, we work every single day. So now, who's better? Her classmate in the future have to sell a couple of houses, or probably I don't know how the future hold, but I don't know. And of course, a doctor in China, you're getting pretty good pay. So your retirement funds is pretty good. So it pretty much was secure for their family. Um, that's the storytelling of what's it like to choose different path.